Day 3, the last whistle. Welcome, everybody. You are looking live at the American Football Australian Under-18 National Championship. My name is Brad Cummins from the Australian Gridiron Network, and this is it. The final day of American Football Tackle National Tournament. 3 games, 4 states, and a scoreboard that has been absolutely brutal to some very good football teams across the last 2 days. Before we get into it today, let's talk about where everybody stands, because the story of this tournament is worth telling properly. Queensland. Where do you even start? The Maroons have been the story the entire competition. In the under-16s, they've dismantled Victoria twice, 58-20 on Sunday and 58-16 on Wednesday, and they come in into today's third and final meeting with a stranglehold on the series that nobody's been able to loosen in the under-18s or the under-16s. An official win over Victoria on day 1 when the sun couldn't outlast the drama. This is in the under-18s. We had then they had a 62-6 statement over New South Wales on Wednesday that sent a very clear message to every program still standing that Queensland is not here to participate. They're here to dominate, to own this tournament. And so far, nobody's given them a reason to think otherwise. Victoria. The VICs have had a tournament of 2 halves in 3 days. They went home from Sunday carrying a loss in the under-16s and a burning grievance in the under-18s. They had a 2-point deficit with 8 minutes on the clock and no way to answer it. Wednesday gave them something to work with. The under-16s couldn't quite crack Queensland, but they showed a lot more intensity, a lot more heart, a lot more competition. The under-18s showed exactly what this program is capable of. 36-12 over South Australia, a performance that reminded everyone that Victoria came here to compete. So they arrive at day 3 with something to prove in both of these age groups. And finally, the scoreboard's going to have the opportunity to prove it. Queensland leads the series 2-0. They've outscored Victoria 116-36 across these 2 games for the under-16s. And if you're keeping score at home, that is not a series that needed a deciding game to tell you who the better team is. But let's see what Victoria has in store for it. Queensland under-16 program has been dominant, clinical, and relentless. They really haven't had a bad quarter across the 8 quarters of football in this series. So this game does matter, though, because Victoria is still here. They're suited up. They traveled. They're about to get this game underway, and they want to make a statement that we, again, didn't just come here for numbers, but we came here to compete. And I guarantee you the coaching staff is going to have them ready. We want to watch the trenches early in this game. The battle up front has really kind of been the story of this series, and whoever wins the line of scrimmage is going to set the tone for this game. Queensland's looking to complete the sweep. Victoria is looking to be a little bit of a thorn in their sides. And we have the kickoff. And he breaks it around the left side, breaks it up the sideline. What a way to start this game! Ho, ho, ho! Arguably the best return for Victoria in this series so far. And he takes it deep into Queensland territory. Number 24, Jack Wallace on the return. We've seen him so many times be a danger. He takes it up the middle, sucks them all in, and then bounces it outside. Great start for Victoria. We've seen so many times Victoria is led by number 9, Michael Ormsby. Opa! Hands the ball off for an end run over the right tackle. Gets a good yard. Brings up 2nd down and 9. Man in motion to the left. The give is to number 36. Cuts it up. Gets a good chunk of yardage. It's going to bring up about 3rd and 1. Apologies, folks. I do not have a name on that number 36. Great running there. In comes the jitterbug, Brando Chakur. There's a snap. Oh. And immediately they try and go a little quick screen out to the left. Wide receiver screen. Not successful. That spot was originally a little bit farther back than what they originally suggested. So we're looking at about 4th and 2, 4th and a long 2, maybe 4th and 3. Looking right, throwing right, complete to number 42 for the touchdown, Levi West. And just like that, Victoria gets its first lead of the tournament. We said today could be different, and so far it is. Congratulations, Opa, to West for the touchdown. Now they're going for the 2-point conversion. And somebody just called a timeout. Victoria. So, Queensland may have been coming out with a little less intensity. They know they got this series wrapped up. But you want to make a statement. You want to win this game and complete the sweep. Victoria says, no, not so fast. Let's look at this replay here. It's going to go to number 42 at the right of your screen, who does a simple slant route to the inside. Just goes up about 3 steps, plants on his right foot, comes across, and he was open for the touchdown. Fantastic job. You can tell they were ready for that one, the offense. Levi West comes in with the clutch grab. All right, so now we're going back out there for 2. Let's see if they can extend this. You got to be pumped if you're Victoria, starting that way. Let's see if their defense can respond in kind here. Toss left, gives to number 36, runs over one person, breaks a tackle of the second person, but can't quite push it in. Gets it down to the 1, and that's about it. So now, Victoria's going to kick it off to Queensland, and we are just about to be invaded by a gaggle of birds. My goodness, I haven't seen that many birds coming near a field in my lifetime. Sorry. Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom. And there's the kick. Takes a single hop. Takes it up the gut, breaks it around to the right side. Number 11, as he's prone to do. Making something happen. Eden the Wriggler Wrigley. Let's see how this game goes, but right now the Wriggler is up there as one of the names to be mentioned for the MVP for this under-16 tournament. Fake the handoff to number 2. Evades out of the pocket. It's going to use his legs. We've got Queensland. Let's see. Looks like number 6, William Dublé. Is lining up at quarterback. We saw him do a few stints at quarterback. High snap. Gives the ball, pulls it down, gives the ball to number 2, who manages, Chase Medford, who manages to get the Queensland first down. You can see here a high snap. Dublé does a great job of corralling it and getting it down, and they're still able to get quite a bit of positive yardage on that play. Drops back, Dublé looks left, got a man, complete. Is that to our favorite number 22? Yes, it is. Isaac Drexler Summerfield. Again, he's going to be one of those names that's in that conversation for MVP of this tournament with the under-16s. Along with, you saw him earlier for Victoria, Jack Wallace. He's going to be up there. So there's a snap, give to number 2. Nice open field tackle by number 22, Toa Coleman for Victoria. Looks like it's got a first down. So it's going to be 1st and goal for Queensland. They are going with a full house backfield, 3 running backs. Rolls right, can't find anybody, evades the pocket. It's going to use his wheels. Ends up going out of bounds. Gets a gain of, well, about 4 or 5. Going to bring up 2nd down. Now we've got, well, I'm going to just figure out, I think it's some equipment issues. So Queensland got to figure out, had some personnel issues of some sort, calls a timeout. Let's see if Victoria can hold them here. You can see on this play, they got a full, what we call a full house, because they've got 3 running backs. And it looks like the original intent was a pass play, but it wasn't quite there. So you see Dublé rolls out of the pocket, evades number 3, Ruben Doolin, and is able to get positive yardage on that play. Again, folks, it's been a pleasure being with you here. This is going to be now Game 7 of our tournament. I've had the privilege of announcing all the games. Look forward to finishing up this tournament on a high note. We're going to have Victoria versus New South Wales in Game 2 of this tournament, followed by Queensland versus SA Sharks in Game 3. Back here, we got second down. The give is to number 2. That's a clever little handoff he did there. We'll see that if they can, on the replay, how he handed that off. Looked like he was going to boot to the right. Almost did like just a simple backhanded handoff. Gets it down to about the 1 yard line. So we're going to have 3rd and goal from the 1. Give is again to number 2. Does he plunge into the end zone? He does. Touchdown, Queensland. Number 2, Archie O'Shaughnessy. Gets a touchdown. So right now that evens it up, 6-6. We've got ourselves a ball game, folks. They're looking in the flats, and number 14 can't find it, so he just throws it at the last second, intended for number 12, Trinity Totoalo. Excuse me. I apologize. Frankie Baldwin. Frankie Baldwin. Trinity, the defensive lineman, says, I'd love to catch a pass. No good, so we've got a 6-6 ball game. We've got about 6.5 minutes left. Some good scoring. Oh, we've got a little squibbler kick. Oh, goes out of bounds at like the 38-yard line. So that's going to come out.
Andy, what do you want to do, mate? You can take it here in 5 yards. And 5 to this, right? Yes. Step up one, cross them to 2. Want to add 5 to this?
Well, they're discussing whether or not they want to take it where it went out of bounds plus 5 yards or re-kick it. All right, so it's going to be Victoria ball at midfield. We want to welcome everybody and thank everybody who has been watching online. My name is Brad Cummins with the Australian Gridiron Network. And we're grateful that you all are all here. Please feel free to leave a comment, as long as it's positive, supportive towards the players. We love our football community here, and we want to encourage everybody and more people to get involved. And we appreciate American Football Australia for putting on this tournament along with American Football Queensland. And we've got last second, substitution. Player was in the wrong spot. Intended for number 11, Lewis Crossman. Just can't quite bring it in. Crossman's again one of those names that we've heard quite a bit over this tournament. Drops back, looks left, complete to number 24. Gets a gain of about 9.5 yards. Or as what we like to say, 9 7/8. See if they just try and get the first down or if they get a little creative. No, it looks like they're just going to give the ball, go for the first down. Breaks through the line. And I believe that was Autumn Brown with the carry. We saw a heavy dose of Autumn in game 1. And she does a great job of there, picking up the Eagles' first down. Quick snap. Is a give to Autumn again, I think. Trying to catch him a little bit off guard. You can hear the coaches imploring Michael Opa to make the read. So on that, he's obviously got the option. He's looking at a defender or an area, and he's got an option. He can either give the ball to the running back, or he pulls it and then can pass or run himself. Again, intended for number 11, Lewis Crossman. Incomplete over the head. It's going to bring up third down or second down? Third down. Third and 9. Probably in four down territory here if you don't. Give is to number 25. Autumn Brown. Fourth down, 9. Not a whole lot happening there. So you saw number 42 coming across in motion, Levi West, and they basically insert him and try and add an extra blocker for Autumn, but it didn't. Nothing happened. Drop back, looks right, just a moon ball to the right-hand side, intercepted. He was throwing it to a spot. Number 9 still manages to stay on his feet, brings it out almost to midfield. Interception by Toby Pearson. All right, so you saw there, it's fourth down. He's throwing it to a spot. Unfortunately, the receiver was nowhere near there, and immediately from the get-go, they're playing defense. That was just a jump ball for number 9. So the second drive is not quite as successful for Victoria. Queensland gets their second drive. Number 6, Dublé, tries to pass, rolls right, can't see anybody, throws a nice little dart. I could not see just because somebody got in the way for me, but he had some zip on that ball for moving. for rolling out at this young of an age.
Come on, D! Pressure, D! Come on, D!
Give his to number 22, Drexler. Just goes around the right side. Can't quite get the first down.
Eagles! 10 solid, 10 solid.
It's going to bring up 3rd and 4. Just across midfield. Two men in the backfield. High snap. Gives it to their running back. He's tackled in the backfield. Nice tackle. Number 17, Dean Nicolaitis, does a great job. Cornerback, you see him. The defensive end comes in crashing hard, forces the running back, who breaks contain. And Nicolaitis is Johnny on the spot and tackles him in the backfield. And that's what's been missing so many times. There's the punt. So Queensland is unsuccessful on their second possession. So we're still left with a 6-6 ball game. 2 minutes and 25 seconds left in the first quarter. All right, so Victoria backed up in their own side of the field. Takes Opa. Got nothing going there. It's great hearing the coaches on the sidelines just encouraging, imploring their team. Oh, and we've got, again, just another interception intended for West, Levi West. And you're seeing Opa, he's throwing it to a spot, but that route is just not there. And twice, it's fully covered. You're just seeing that safety roll over, and he's got an easier read on it, an easier angle on it than the receiver. The receiver would have to make a great, like, over-the-shoulder grab, and Michael's just throwing it a little bit early. So we had a scrambles to the right. We hope you'll stay with us all day as we are going to be here at Mayville Park. Right now we're looking at the under 16s. The give is to number 2 up the gut, and he's just breaking tackles. He's got a Queensland first down. Chase Medford on the carry. Looks like this is day 3. You're going to probably see some of these guys, especially the running backs, who have been heavily used. I think they're going to be rotated in quite a bit more, because you're seeing, even though they're under 16, the bumps and the bruises and the niggles and the sprains and all that, much more evident. Full house backfield. Throws it to the right. Incomplete. We got a Victoria player down. Not sure exactly what happened on that play, but while they attend to him, we're going to take just a very quick break. Okay. And we're back. 2nd and goal. 54 seconds left. Dublé looks left. Oh, and he's got his man complete. Touchdown, number 11, Eden, the Wriggler Wrigley.
Can you go on kick return? Pardon?
Give is to number 2, 22, Mr. Drexler, who waltzes in around the right side. Excuse me. Yep. Isaac Drexler, Summerfield for the 2-point conversion. So that's going to put us up to Queensland 14, Victoria 6. Still a 1-possession ball game. Anybody's ball game, folks. Victoria is in this. And
You've got to watch that onside kick. Do not move forward until they have come up to you.
so we've got an onside kick, and it is Queensland ball. Oh, wow. Look at that. Queensland knows they're in for a little bit of a dogfight. They try something a little bit differently. You can see here. Here's the kick, and boom. Let's see if it goes 10. Yep, it's going to go 10 yards. It's perfectly executed. Right to number 50, Johnny on the spot for Queensland. That's one of those you're just not expecting it, and they executed that to perfection. Victoria only had 4 men up on the near line within 10 yards of the ball. So on the onside kick, the ball has to go 10 yards before the kicking team can even touch it. Otherwise, it's a penalty. And it did. It went through 10 yards, and then Queensland was able to get the ball back. Now we've got a flag on this play. Great penetration by number 54, Trillin Alo. For Victoria, we'll see what the play is, if the penalty.
12, Bravo, 12, Bravo. Offside. Defense.
Oh, we've got offsides defense.
Yes, Archie, go. Trent.
Offsides defense.
12, Bravo, 12, Bravo.
Looks like that's going to be the end of the quarter, folks. So at the end of one, we've got actually a really good game so far. Queensland 14, Victoria 6. We'll be back.
D, do your numbers. D, do your numbers.
And we're back. We just had a boat get rear-ended on the road. So apologize if I've seemed a little distracted, but never had a boat get rear-ended before on a road. Came off the trailer, car behind it, ran into it. Only in Queensland. All right, we're back here live. 1st and 5. The give is to number 27, Luke Wichman, the bowling ball. He was quite the effective in game 1. Didn't quite see him as much. He's a big unit compared to some of these other boys. Gets about 3 on the carry. Brings up 2nd and 2. So this is, I believe, the 4th possession for Queensland. Looks left, complete. They've got number 19, Oscar Hughes, in at quarterback on that one, who completes it for a 1st down. I'm not sure if that route was intended to be that way. It could have been. It was like almost like a pick route. 5 yards downfield. The give is to the bowling ball. He cuts it around to the outside, strung out, brought down by Victoria Trinity Toto Alo. And another Victorian. You can see he's got the nice job by Trinity, just fighting off that lead block, stringing it out, making Luke try and outrun the defense, and that's not his strength. He's more of a between the tackles runner. Again, Oscar, I'm no grouch Hughes. All right, and so we've got ourselves a timeout. Just shy of 10 minutes left in this ball game, or sorry, in the first half, in the second quarter specifically. And folks, we want to encourage you, please stay with us, spread the word, share the links to everybody out there. We've still got 2 more games left today on this glorious day here in Queensland. Every day is glorious in Queensland. It's the Sunshine State. Not just in the weather, but in your hearts. How can you not be in a good mood with this beautiful environment? Quick wide receiver screen. Oh, the Wriggler just is bouncing around like a 3-legged cat in a litter box and just cannot be brought down. Brings up a 3rd and long. Drops back, looks, intended for Drexler, but it's intercepted. Victoria comes up with the pick. Number 17, Dean Nicolaitis. Again, you're seeing this quarterback, or some of these quarterbacks just throwing it to a spot. But it's just, you got to make sure you've got your players there. And Victoria comes down with it. So you see number 3, who's got him beat, or got beat on the play. His man got behind him. But then the safety for Victoria comes over and just says, thank you very much, and plucks it out of midair. Give his to on the end around to number 4, but he's got nowhere to go. And he is tackled deep in the backfield. Isaac Bailey. Brando Chakur, and he's got nowhere to go. And unfortunately, in this, you're better off just cutting your losses and getting down or trying to get forward. But when you're young, you think you can outrun everybody, and so he loses about 15 on the play. And it's going to be 2nd down from the 8-yard line, about 2nd and 23. All right, so we've got ourselves another timeout. 8:07 left. Queensland and Victoria have both had a couple turnovers. Victoria's had 2 turnovers. Queensland has had just the 1 interception. And you can see here on this replay, so watch, it's the slot man who he beats his player, heads upfield. So number 3 is beaten for Victoria. Number 23, Joshua Morris Evans, is the intended receiver, the law firm. And you see the safety. I think he just overran the play a little bit. And the safety just comes over and plucks it out of midair. These are the world's fastest timeouts. Incomplete. Oh. You can, is a quick wide receiver screen. You can hear the coaches on the Queensland side imploring the referee, saying illegal lineman downfield. So if you're a lineman and it's on a pass, oh, they're waving the flag off. You are not allowed to be more than a yard downfield past the line of scrimmage on a pass play. However, they wave the flag off, so that's not the play. It brings up 3rd and forever. And they're going to throw intended for number 25. Looks like it's coming out of the backfield. Autumn Brown can't quite come up with it, so they're going to go for a punt deep in their own territory. If they're successful, they're going to hope to get the ball back to midfield. Oh my. Oh, the punter rolled left. I'm not sure what they were doing. They just end up running out of bounds after a gain of a yard. So now it's going to be Queensland ball at the 9-yard line, at Victoria's 9-yard line. I'm not sure what he saw there, if he just felt like he couldn't get the play off. That had to have been the only thing. So unfortunate for Victoria, because now they just have to go 10 yards and they can score and go up by two possessions, 2 scores. All right, so we've got a timeout for Victoria. Going to see if they can get sorted. I don't think they were anticipating being at that end of the field on there. So it's an unfortunate series of events for Victoria, and Queensland's going to have this in a beautiful position. So, okay, so that was earlier. That was the wide receiver screen, and then here is the punt gone bad. Not sure what the explanation was for that, but nevertheless, Queensland says, thank you very much. We'll take this gift, and we've got 10 yards to go for a score. 14-6 in the second quarter, 7 minutes and 46 seconds left. The give is to the bowling ball, and he's tackled in the backfield. Number 49, Archie Gianfredo, is there like a flash and drives him back. That's a much-needed play. Just comes completely free off that edge. I don't know. Somebody had to have missed the block on that one, because he comes completely untouched and just meets him in the backfield. You have to account for those defensive ends. You can't leave them open to have free reign like that. All right, so we've got, again, ourselves full house backfield. Drops back, looks right, throws, nobody there. So you can see both offenses are doing this kind of just fade route, throwing it to an area, but it's just not working for either offense. The timing that it takes on that. Oscar Hughes, the intended receiver, but the timing it takes on that is hard, to say the least. And you're asking the receiver to do like an old over-the-shoulder grab. Oscar Hughes, the quarterback, sorry. Drops back again, throws. He's got, this time intended for number 23, the law firm, Joshua Morris Evans. Brings up 4th down. So Victoria's defense doing what it needs to do here, folks. Pushed them back, created a 4th and long. So we got 4th and goal from the, looks like about the 15-yard line. Not going to get the play. Oh, they give it to him. They give him that extra quarter of a second. It's just to give to Drexler up the gut. And he's got nothing happening. Turnover on downs. Victoria's ball. Hey, we've got ourselves a doozy. 14-6, Queensland. Turnover on downs. Let's see if Victoria can get something going. They had a lot of success with those slant routes in the first couple drives. See if they go back to that. They keep doing these wide receiver screens. I think the pass intended for number 4, Brando Chakur. He just was basically looking upfield before he secured the ball. Brings up a 2nd and 10. Give is to the running back. Up the middle. Gain of about 4 yards, so we're going to have 3rd and 6. 3rd and 6. Toss to the running back on the left side. Nothing happening, though. Drops him back about a yard. It's going to be 4th down. Queensland does a great job of just containing him, forcing the running back up the gut. Can't get anywhere. Clock is running. 5.5 minutes left in the half. This time they get the punt off. Good punt. Takes a bounce, complete to the Wriggler, who takes it across midfield. And then some. Takes it all the way back past the original line of scrimmage. So you have about a punt of about net negative 2 yards. It's going to be Queensland ball. He is just an athlete, folks. Fields the ball, evades one tackle, and as you see so many times, just breaks it up the sideline. before he's finally brought down. Number 15 drops back, incomplete. Kobe Summers. We saw Kobe quite a bit in game 1. He can throw a good ball. Brings up second down. Man in motion. Fake to the one man, brings it back to number 23. Going the opposite direction. Joshua, the law firm of Morrison Evans, gets a Queensland first down. Great misdirection on that play. You can see here, they fake it to the motion man, and then the up man comes back running in the opposite direction. That's one of those counters where it's just set up by handing the ball off to the motion man so many times, and then you just throw this wrinkle in. You get the defense flowing one way. Give this to Drexler. Is he gonna get in? He does! And that's a group effort, folks. That's a Queensland group effort. Isaac will get the credit for that score, but that was a group effort. He needs to buy his lineman lunch after that. All right, so that puts Queensland up 20-6. All right, so we had a penalty, unsportsmanlike, I believe, on Victoria. Excuse me. Yes, on Victoria. And we have wide open. Not sure how he ended up the biggest threat on the field, and he ends up wide open in the end zone for the 2-point try, which is good. So you can see him there. He just fakes like he's gonna. Oh, that's his. Sorry, my bad. That's what got him down there. Then we have the law firm just bullying his way into the end zone. And then you see he just waltzes out. That safety should have covered him. Number 43. LeBron Strickland. No onside kick here. And we've got a kick that's gonna go out of bounds. So, 4:22 left in the ball game. 22-6. Victoria has been able to move the ball at times. Let's see. I've heard the coaches implore their offensive unit on the sideline, staying positive, building these kids up. We'll see if they can continue and follow through with the coach's directions and march this ball down the field. They need to get a little bit more positive momentum back. All right, so they're going to, there's a penalty on Queensland, 5-yard penalty, so they're going to redo the kick. Give this kick return another opportunity. Let's see. You wonder how much the coaches have spoken to Victoria about their being aware situationally for the onside kick. You can, yeah, they moved an extra man, so now they got 5, I think, now in the up. And they're yelling at them, watch the onside, watch the onside. There's a better kick from Queensland. 24 gets the ball, breaks a tackle into the open field. One man to beat. Can't bring him down, but he's dragged down from behind after a beautiful return. Number 24, Jack Wallace for Victoria. Great return. You can see on the far sideline, he just takes up. As soon as he breaks that first wall, then he's got that one man to beat. And he does, but he has to slow up. And the Queensland defender is able to catch him from behind. Great job. So the decision to make Queensland punt again pays off. And they get the ball up past midfield. We got a balanced formation. Opat drops back. I think it was intended for 24 or number 4. Not sure which one. You can see there. Yeah, that was intended for number 24, Jack Wallace. Throws out to the left, incomplete. Looks like they're pulling Mr. Opa just to have a little word with him on the sidelines. Gonna have a new quarterback here for a second. Number 24 takes the handoff, tries to go up the gut. Jack Wallace can't get anything happening there. All right, so we've got ourselves a Victoria timeout. 3:45 left in the ball game. 22-6 Queensland, and we will be back. And we're back, 4th down. They're going to go for it. Why not? We get a direct snap to the quarterback, which you hope it's direct. Takes the ball up the gut. Can't quite get anything going. Gets about 5 yards. So it's going to be a turnover on downs. Turnover on downs for Victoria. Great play design. Nice block by number 42. But you see just Queensland, it's one of those plays where, yeah, you get a good 4 or 5 yards out of it, but being able to get a first down is pretty tricky because you've got those safeties that are just coming up and making the tackles. Congratulations to the Queensland O-line. They're doing themselves proud by just the protection that they're giving. Give to number 14 on give on that misdirection. Kind of fake one way, go back the other. Not quite as blatant as what we saw earlier. Noah Peters on the carry. Gets a good 7 yards. Pulls the ball, throws it out, complete across on that sideline before he's forced out of bounds by number 7, Jacob Bradshaw. I just think you have to account, if you're Victoria, you have to account for the wriggler every play. You gotta almost, you don't want to say have a spy on him, but you gotta know exactly where he is. Because he is single-handedly hurting this unit. And here comes Drexler around the side. Isaac Summerfield on the carry. Gets about 6 or 7 yards, 8 yards. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 2. Give to Drexler up the gut. First down, Queensland. 2 minutes left on the clock. So we've got ourselves a quick, oh, yep, first down. 2-minute warning. We'll do a quick timeout. And they're back. Looks right, throws across the middle, complete to number 10, I think that is. And he's brought down by a host of Victorian tacklers. It looks like they tried to strip the ball. They're going to call them. Forward momentum was stopped. The play was ruled dead. You can just see right in that soft zone there. Victoria's got the right idea, trying to strip that ball, create a little bit of a turnover. Oh, and they go on too. Queensland does. And it looks like the entire D-line goes off sides. Great job, Queensland. Heady football. So they're just showing in all facets of this game, they've thought of it and they're executing at a high level. Throws it into the right corner, and oh, it looked like it was going to be complete. Got a flag on the play. It's just dropped. I think they might be calling pass interference in the end zone. We'll see. Throws it, just a simple fade route. All right, so but the penalty was against Queensland, so it actually backs them up. So now they're faced with a first and forever. Again, to do that same play, give it the misdirection. Fake the motion, give it to the on the counter. That one to to Noah Peters. Fake right, go left. Get the defense confused, but they are not that successful on that particular play. So we are faced again with a second down and long. Kobe Summers in at quarterback for Queensland. Evades the rush, steps up into the pocket, complete to number 11. You know who, breaks a tackle, and he's into the end zone. Eden the Wriggler Wrigley. Touchdown, Queensland. And just like that, with 29 seconds to go, we are at 28-6 with an opportunity to go to 30-6. You get the ball in his hands, and he is going to make something happen. He's shown us time and time again. And they are not successful on that two-point conversion, broken up by number 43, LeBron Strickland.
Block him out. Block him out, yeah? What's the onside?
All right, Queensland sets up. 29 seconds left to go. 28-6. The kick is away, and it is dropped. But Vades one tackler and then is brought down hard on her back. I believe that was Autumn Brown with the carry. She pops back up, and she's okay, ready to go. It's going to be Victoria ball. Got to get this play off. Only got about 5 seconds left in the huddle. We got a flag on the play. Let's see. Unsportsmanlike conduct, which you hate to see, especially at this level. On Queensland. Quick wide receiver screen intended for number 24. He just drops it. Jack Wallace, I think, was hearing footsteps on that one. You can see the corners are still playing way off. Brings up a 2nd and 10. Clock is stopped with 20 seconds left in the half. Intended for number 24, throws a jump ball to Queensland defenders there. Just nothing happening. Brings up a Victoria 3rd down. So just like how Queensland has number 11, the Wriggler, Eden Wrigley, Victoria has number 24, Jack Wallace. Complete to 42 in the flat, and he is sandwiched by number 29 and number 9, I think, for Queensland. Might be a day or two before he sees straight. And we see the defensive lineman, number 29, tackles with emphasis. And that is the end of our half, folks. Please stay with us as we've got another exciting half left with Queensland 28, Victoria 6. We're going to let you see some of these highlights. This is that return at the very start, the very first play of the game for Victoria. And then you saw Victoria capitalize on it, and they get points on the board to take the lead, their first lead of this series. So congratulations to them. Let's see if they can come back out in the second half and make something happen with it. My name is Brad Cummins. We'll be back shortly in the second half. Thanks for watching, folks.
Eagles on me, Eagles on 3. 1, 2, 3, Eagles!
Guys, get water. Defense, we're going to be starting off this half.
body in front of him. The big ones, if you put your body in front of his legs, he's going to fall over. But do that. Enough of the finger pass. I'm not working. But listen, we are playing these guys. I'm not even aware of the score. We could be down 10 touchdowns. I have no clue. I have no clue. All I know is that we are playing them now. And when we come out of this half, we're going to keep playing them. No, seriously, I mean, can you taste that? Of these 3 games, this is the best game we played. This is the best game we played up here. I don't care about a trophy or anything. This is the best game we played. Every single one of you has done great. So why let it stop? Why let it stop here? Why go home on this? You want to go home on this, or go home feeling like we can beat them in the second half? Let's beat them in the second half. Come on, let's beat them in the second half. We can come all the way up here. Not to. Look at the player next to you. Look at the player next to you. You are going to do it. You are going to do it because, you know, they wrote us down before. Levi, they wrote us out before. They said that we couldn't do it. You know what? We played 3 games and this is our best one. So let's leave it on a high note. Let's win the next half. Let's say goodbye to Queensland with a big fat kick in the butt. Everybody get that? Yes, coach.
I need
And
kickoff
dead.
here. Kickoff.
Get into your position. Let's go, boys.
Offensive me.
Kickoff here.
Offensive me. Hey, let's go. 4 minutes to kick off, guys. 4 minutes.
Can I borrow the offensive? Coach, can I borrow the offensive?
Can I have them for 30 seconds?
Kickoff. Yeah, kickoff.
Go on.
All right.
And you are looking live at the start of the second half between the under-16s Queensland versus Victoria. Right now, this is Victoria. Just to give you a quick recap, Victoria got on the board early with a dynamic kickoff return on the very first play of the game, got them deep into Queensland territory. They capitalized, scored a touchdown, but then it's just been not much success offensively for Victoria. They've had a couple interceptions, couple punts, couple turnover on downs. Whereas Queensland, it's just been the Drexler and Wrigley show, and they've been able to put up 4 touchdowns. Victoria has been able to get a couple stops, but by and large, it's been a Queensland first half. Now, so what are we looking for in this second half? Well, Victoria is looking to try and make a statement. They want to. The coaches have been imploring them, play with some pride, get some positive momentum going, and that's what you're looking for. You want to just generate really positive momentum for these kids, something that they can enjoy. And here we go. We see Victoria try. Why not try an onside kick? Queensland was obviously ready for it. Number 64. For Queensland, just falls on the ball. Fletcher Benke, probably be the only time Fletcher touches the ball in this game. So it's going to be Queensland ball at about the 48-yard line of Victoria's. 1st and 10, 12 minutes to go. Man in motion. Give is to Drexler around the right end. He has plenty of room, and he is folded like an accordion. Number 3. Ruben Doolin. Just laying into him. He's got nobody there. Good downfield blocking. And you see 27, Luke Wichman, should have maintained his block in the secondary because Doolin comes off of him and just lays him out. That's just one of those experience things. Looks like Drexler is laying down on the field, Isaac Summerfield. So we're just going to take a quick pause while they tend to him. So Isaac is able to walk off the field on his own accord. It's going to be Queensland ball, 1st and 10 at about their 30-yard line. Looks right, intercepted by, again, number 3, Victoria. Ruben Doolin, not only does he make the fantastic tackle, but he comes up with the interception on the very next play. That is exactly what you want to see if you are Victoria. Way to go, Eagles. Coming back fighting. Great job. You can see Kobe just steps right, and he is just intended to be a quick pass, but Ruben just kind of slides down from that outside backer position into the throwing lane, comes up with the interception. Great job holding on to that, because that had some heat on it. And the give is to the running back, who breaks through the first level and gets a nice gain. Autumn Brown with the carry. Nice job. Corey Larby comes in for offensive line help, replacing Kean Cody on the O-line. Great play. Brings up second and short. Opa has it. Oh, in and out of the hands of number 42, Levi West. That was there. That was there. It's going to bring up third down. They had trips receivers. He just a simple turn around and catch, and it just boink, bounces off his shoulder pads. That's why you always teach, catch with your hands. Catch with your hands. Don't let the ball get into your body. The give is up the gut, number 25 again. And she's got Autumn Brown, a Victorian Eagles. First down. Good momentum for the Eagles. Again up the gut, Autumn Brown. Hey, if it ain't broke, let's keep doing it over and over and over. Good job. Nice. Brings up 2nd and 5. Opa surveys the field. Got trips on the short side, looking single coverage on the wide side. Intended for number 24. Goes up, but just can't quite come down with it. Defended by number 18, Lennox the Plumber. You can just see a simple fade route. He's got it open. And 9 times out of 10, Jack is going to come down with that ball, but not this time. So it gives us 3rd and 5. 2 men in motion. Opa's got to wait, get him set for the give is to the running. She does. Autumn Brown does a nice job cutting back against the grain. Good vision. She cuts it back to the backside. You can see here, she breaks right, realizes there's nothing happening, and then cuts it back and goes upfield. That's exactly what you want to see, especially at this age. Just taking what she can get, not necessarily trying to break everything to the outside and outrun everybody. Knowing what you're capable of, staying between the tackles. Good job, Autumn. We've got a pass over to number 24, who breaks a couple tackles, weaves and dives, and good job. Getting a first down, so they capitalize. They get the interception. And then march the ball downfield. So this is looking like their best drive yet. Opa looks back, got the ball. Oh.
get defense all over there. I don't want anyone kind of in front of this tent, okay?
All right, so we got second down and goal. Ball looks like it's about the 5-yard line. Opa drops back, looks right, throws into the corner. Front corner, no, intended for number 42. Levi West can't quite come up with it. Little bit of argy-bargy there. You could have made the case for some pass interference. 32, Arthur Lush. I wouldn't get too overconfident with that. But the ref keeps his flag in the pocket. Says, let the boys play. The give is to Autumn up the gut. That's where that Victorian line has to come to her aid and help push her a little bit from behind. At least create a stalemate. Don't let her get pushed back like that. Here we go, fourth down. Deep in Queensland territory. Opa throws it complete to number 4, but he gets driven out of bounds before he can make anything happen. So it's got Isaac Bailey, or excuse me, Brando Chakur unable to get that one into the end zone. Great catch. Round has to bend down for it, but just nothing happening. So it's going to be a turnover on downs for Victoria. We'll see if Queensland can do something with it and march down the field. Give is around to the left side, breaks a couple tackles. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 3. 2nd and 3. Just a simple handoff to the big man. They can't bring him down. He is a unit. He is a unit. I think it's at 21. Not sure if that's 21 or 27. That's Jacob Grant or Luke Wichman. First down, Queensland. And they are going to take a timeout just so they can get themselves situated. We've got first down, Queensland 28, Victoria 6, but so far for the second half, it's been pretty much all Victoria so far. So let's wait and see what's happening. But you got to applaud Victoria for just treating it as a new half, not giving up in any way, shape, or form. And making a go of it. Hey, folks, again, we are here. It's our last day. If you're in Brisbane area, if you're in the southeast Queensland, come on down to Maple Park. And we've got 2 more games left here today with the under-18s, Victoria versus New South Wales. And then at 2:30, 3 o'clock, we're going to have Queensland versus South Australia. We're here back with the under-16s. This is the third of 3 games between these 2 teams. Queensland has dominated the first 2. And it's complete around to the left side. He's got room to go. Can he outrun everybody? Yes, he can! Touchdown, Queensland! He just flat out turned on the Jets. Not sure where that has been all series, but he showed the wheels there. Jacob Grant taking it to the house. We'll look at that highlight here in a second, but that was impressive, folks. The catch and run puts Queensland up 34-6, potentially 2 more to go. Drops back, fakes, looks, can't find anybody, and he's tackled in the backfield. Here's that touchdown. You can see just out of the backfield. Oh, no. Oh, wow, folks. Hook and ladder. There you go. Hook and ladder. You don't see that very often at this level. That is impressive. Well done, Queensland, on the execution on that play. Look at this. Da-na-na, da-na-na. That is impressive. And he flat out hightails it out of there. In for the Queensland touchdown. You gotta be impressed with that. Number 7 for Victoria on the return. All right, so let's see. Excellent, excellent. We want to just say special shout out to all of our American viewers. We appreciate you. And especially Mr. Nelson, we want to say we love you. Well, rest in peace, Mr. Nelson. But Anthony, we love you. 2nd and 10. (34-6). Quick toss around the wide receiver screen. He breaks a couple tackles. He could go all the way. Touchdown, Victoria. There he is, Jack William Wallace. says, I cannot be denied freedom. Look at that. Nice job. Explosive play for Victoria. He just catches a quick wide receiver screen and goes 60 yards up the field for the Victoria touchdown. So we've seen two great plays on both sides of the ball. Needs to get this snap off. He does, and he looks. Simple slant route, and it's complete to number 11, Lewis Crossman, for the two-point conversion. Great response, Victoria. Here it is on this touchdown play. We've seen it so many times. Just get the ball into your elite playmakers' hands, and that's what they do. And he simply outruns everybody, virtually untouched, all the way into the end zone. Touchdown. And on this two-point conversion, we just have a simple slant route coming in from the wide side. Great job, Victoria. Number 11 looks for somebody to go, doesn't have anywhere, so he breaks it outside, up the right sideline, and eventually gets brought down just across midfield. You can see it right there in your screens, right in front of you. Congratulations, just not wanting to go out of bounds and just gets laid out. But, hey, when you're 15, 16 years old, you can do that. The give is to number 23, up the gut. Joshua, the law firm, Morris Evans. We've got 1st and 10, Queensland dominating this game. 4.5 minutes left in the third quarter. And a flag on the play. Boy, one thing, compared to the first game, got a lot less laundry, which is fantastic for the pace of the game. So Ross back, looks right, throws complete. Number 12, Frankie Baldwin. Kobe Summers just doing a great job, just finding the open man, letting his receivers work. Gets about 5 yards on the play, brings up 2nd and 5. From the 20 yard line. The give is to the bowling ball, number 27, who tries to break it outside. But 49 for Victoria. Archie Gianfrido says, I've seen this a time or two. Not today. And brings him down in the backfield. Loses about 10 yards on the play. It's going to bring up 3rd and 10 for Queensland. Look at that. You gotta love this, the spit, the fire, the vigor of this Victoria team that they're showing in this second half. This is by far the most complete second half that they've demonstrated so far. Announcers jink just as soon as I say that. Queensland goes on 2 in offsides, Victoria. So they get 5 of those yards back. It'll push them up to about 3rd and 9. Oh. Take it back. Take it back, folks. Offsides on Queensland. So I think they tried to go on 2, but number 23, Joshua Morris Evans. I heard his retainer is pretty steep, so. There's a snap. Looking across the middle, but he's got a man cutting to the outside, and it's broken up. We've got a flag on the play. Oh. They're going to call pass interference on that one. Not sure how you can not call it on the other end of the field in the end zone when the Victorian guy gets mugged, but way before the ball game. And then now you're seeing this come almost when the ball and the receiver come together, and yet they called on Victoria. I'm not going to call a little bit of biasness there for the hometown team, but first and 10. The give is to the bowling ball, who lowers his shoulders, takes it up the gut. And says to Victoria, I will be back. Second and 7. Give is to Drexler around the left side, trying to outrun everybody. But again, you see Archie Gianfrido coming up from that outside linebacker position. Just great solo tackling from Gianfrido. See him flying up there. And that's exactly what they need. Brings up a Queensland 3rd and 7. Drops, looks, incomplete. Simple slant route intended for number 10. Connor McGrath. But can't quite come up with it, so it's going to bring up 4th and 7. Oh, they're doing a little flea flicker. Oh, my goodness. Give to the running back, and he's wide open. And, oh, folks, we've got ourselves a hook and ladder, a flea flicker, but this one might be coming back because of laundry. These under 16s for Queensland are pulling out all the stops. It's coming back, folks. Oh, negates a. Oh, no. You don't want that if you're Queensland. Ineligible man downfield. Look at this, though. Give the ball, and he just tosses it right back. But sure enough, ineligible man downfield. So now we're at 4th. Again, they're going flea flicker again. They're doing the exact same play. And no. Can't do it. Victoria says, I'm not. Fool me once. Yeah. Fool me twice. No. All right. So we've got a turnover on downs. The flea flicker taken off the board. And it's going to be Victoria ball. Let's see if Victoria can respond with this. Let's see what happens here. The give is to Autumn Brown. Up the middle. There, look at them moving that pile, keeping those legs moving. Gets 7 yards. Nice running, Autumn. Brings up 2nd and 2. Long 2. You're really seeing Victoria step up with their intensity. Ooh. Going back to Autumn, no can do there. So she's brought down in the backfield. Scoots them back a little bit. Loss of 1, maybe 2. Brings up a third and a long 3. That's going to be your end of the 3rd quarter. With the score, Queensland 34, Victoria 14. Hey, folks, you know what time it is? It is quiz time. That's right, folks. Now, question for you. Where did the first organized Australian gridiron teams play their early games in the 1980s? And what was slightly unusual about the venue? Your options. Was it on a rubbish tip in Melbourne? Was it on a Sydney beach foreshore? Or was it on a converted cricket oval in Adelaide? Where did the first organized Australian gridiron teams play their early games in the 80s? Was it on a disused rubbish tip in Melbourne? Was it on a Sydney beach foreshore? Or was it on a converted cricket oval in Adelaide? The answer will be forthcoming shortly. Complete to Crossman on the quick slant. All right, so we've got ourselves a Victorian first down at their own 40-yard line. See if they can capitalize on this as we go into the 4th quarter. Quick pass around to the wide receiver on the left side. And we're going to have, I think, unnecessary roughness. Throwing the receiver to the ground. We'll see as the officials confer. Yep, personal foul against Queensland. There we go. Yep. You saw it, folks. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness against Queensland, picking up Brando Chakur and tossing around like a sack of potatoes. You can't be doing that after the forward momentum has been stopped. And then coming down on top of him. Drops back. Opa looks. And it's complete to number 42. Oh, did he get a face mask? Well, we got flags. Yeah, I think so. When you see their heads snap around like that, Levi West, the refs are telling the team to go to the sideline. I think they don't want any more argy-bargy getting in the way of things here. Yeah, you can see Queensland is given, a little bit of a cushion. So, yeah, he definitely got his head whipped around. You're flexible when you're young, but not like that. So, the question. Where did the first organized Australian gridiron teams play their early games in the 80s, and what was unusual about it? Was it on a disused rubbish tip in Melbourne, a Sydney Beach foreshore, or a converted cricket oval in Adelaide? The answer is A, a disused rubbish tip in Melbourne. The first organized games in Australia were played on that rubbish tip in Melbourne in the 80s. No proper goalposts, improvised equipment. Players sometimes, get this, sometimes they used kickboxing headgear for protection because proper helmets weren't available. That is old school. Complete around the left side. The contrast between that and what you're watching right now with all the high-tech gear, a fully staged national championship, is genuinely remarkable. Every sport has its rubbish tip era, but gridiron in Australia just takes that to a little bit more of a literal than most. We've come a long ways from the rubbish tip in Melbourne to the beautiful confines of Mabel Park State School. We're glad you're joining us. My name is Brad Cummins. I'm with the Aussie Gridiron Network. This is the Under-16 National Championship Tournament, and you're seeing Queensland versus Victoria. Oh, and that hurts. Victoria gets a 15-yard unsportsmanlike penalty on the coach. I think a little bit of frustration boiling over there. Second and 20. Man in motion. Give to number 36. He is a load. Coming around that outside. Gets a decent chunk of yardage. Is going to bring up third down. Make it, about 3rd and 15, 3rd and 17. There is the snap. He's looking right, and he throws it into coverage. And we've seen interception after interception on that play. So Queensland comes down with it. Turns it over. You can see here on the replay, he's just throwing it to the spot, but it doesn't have any chance. Moon ball, and then your receiver is left playing defense. So turnover, interception for Victoria. Queensland has the ball with 9 minutes and 45 seconds left. All right. So we've seen both teams just have numerous penalties here, keep getting backed up for one thing or another. Now we're looking at a first and looks like about 20. Toss. Oh, yes. They're going to that like a wide receiver toss to, guess what, the Wriggler who takes it. So you had a toss to the wide receiver, who then does a forward pass to the Wriggler. So it doesn't even look like it was a toss to the running back, like a halfback toss. Let's see. So, yep. So you see the wide receiver come off of his spot in motion. They give it to him, and he just takes a step back and launches it down the sidelines to number 11. Queensland is doing all the trick plays. The give is to Drexler. Mr. Summerfield.
Hey, Lewis, no subs, too close, no subs. We have a play that's limping, coach. Huh? There's a safety that's limping.
Give is to Drexler around the right side. Isaac Summerfield. Oh, and he is brought down. Is that number 25 or 22? Can't quite tell. Doing a good job of some open field tackling here. Victoria. That's one thing that really has improved, is that open field tackling. And it's not like Queensland has taken his foot off the gas. So Victoria is just doing a much better job on defense of tackling. Full house backfield. Met at the line of scrimmage. Great job. Just ran into the wall. Good job. I think that was number 9. If it was, that's impressive. Quarterback is making that kind of a stop. I could be wrong. Yeah, I am. Fourth down and 5. Oh, he's got pressure, and he's sandwiched in the middle. Got nowhere to go. That play was dead from the get-go. Both DNs just come in untouched. And so we've got ourselves a turnover on downs. Victoria ball. 6:55 left in the fourth. 14 Victoria, 34 Queensland. Michael Opa takes a snap, give his to number 25. Autumn Brown up the gut. Okay, 2nd and 9 from their own 35-yard line. Quick wide receiver screen to number 11, but he can't quite get it up off the deck. So they're going to call incomplete, intended for Mr. Crossman. 3rd and 8. Oh, and that play was dead from the get-go. Nothing happening there. All right, so we lose about 4 yards on that play, makes it 4th and 12, and Victoria is going to play field position and punt the ball. With the clock running, we have about 5 minutes and 40 seconds left in this ball game. It'll be the end of a 3-game series between Queensland and Victoria. The only 2 teams in this country to provide the under-16 program. So hats off to both of them for fielding 2 under-16 programs, especially for Victoria, willing to come and travel and gain some invaluable experience. And that ball hits number 11, one of the few mistakes the Wriggler makes, and he drops it, and Victoria is Johnny on the spot and comes up with the turnover. Look at this. I think that was LeBron Strickland. Just a little bit, dropped the ball, and LeBron coming up with it. Nicely done. Yeah. There we go. First down. Oh, nice job coming back to the ball. 24. Breaks a couple tackles. Cutting back up. Good job, Jack. I can think it's kind of safe to say that Jack Wallace has been the MVP for this Victoria team. You saw him, well, in every game he's been featured. A little bit more quiet last game, but he's been doing a great job here, giving him something to work with. We've got 2nd and short. Opa. Throw into that fade and intercepted. So turnover because of interception. Gives the ball back to Queensland deep in their own territory, and you can see it here. So he's hoping that he can get it to Wallace, but he overthrows him, and those Queensland defenders have seen this before and just picks it off. Again, you can't underestimate or downplay the experience that these guys are getting. Yeah, it hasn't gone Victoria's way, and you'd like to come out with a win, but the reality is they are going to be a way better team for it. The quality of the coaching that they're receiving here, they're going to go back to their local leagues, take that coaching back with them, and hopefully it'll just be, through multiplication, the teams and the clubs that they go back to are going to be a lot better off for it as well. Never feels good to get your butt whipped, but sometimes it's the best thing for you. Parents, take note. Don't be afraid to discipline your children. That was for free. Queensland, on the other hand, everything has gone right their way. You've seen it in all phases. They've scored defensively. They've obviously scored offensively. They've scored special teams. They've scored, their trick plays have worked. So they are just executing at an incredibly high level. Hats off to this coaching staff for getting this team prepared. Hats off to both coaching staffs. These guys have given up a ton of time. As somebody who's coached here in the States and here in Australia, coaching is a thankless endeavor. And the amount of time and effort that these coaches who do not get paid, none of us get paid here. We do it because we love the game. We love the community. But the impact that these coaches are having on the kids, it's a lifelong impact. It is. And it should not be underestimated. So we thank you. Complete around to the right side. It's going to bring up 2nd and 8. 3 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock. Drops back, looks right, intended for the bowling ball. Number 27, Luke Richmond. Luke Richmond can't quite bring it in. Nice pass, just over the outstretched arms of the defender, right where Richmond could get it, but he just can't quite bring it in. Stay tuned, folks. We've got a great game coming up between New South Wales and Victoria. New South Wales hoping that they can get something on the board in terms of a W. Things haven't quite gone their way. You can see scrambling around, and he finds his man complete. Great job with the scramble drill. Couldn't tell if that was 17 or 11 who made that reception. But you can see nothing happening, so he evades his tacklers, rolls back to the right, and he's got the thing when we say about scramble drill, a lot of times you teach when your quarterback is rolling around the pocket, you come back to him and go to the sidelines. Come back and go to the sideline. And that's exactly what he did. Oh, here goes number 21. He's another big boy. They just breed him big up here in Queensland. Jacob Grant. Can't quite get anything going there. And Queensland calls a timeout with 2 minutes left, leading by 20 in the fourth quarter. Like I said, folks, my name is Brad Cummins. I'm with the Aussie Gridiron Network. Glad that you could join us for this under 16s tackle, American football tackle tournament. Queensland is going to come away with the 3-0 victory, 3-0, against Victoria. We just encourage you to stay tuned for the under 18s New South Wales versus Victoria match that's going to be next. The give is to the running back who's got nowhere to go. Two minutes left in this tournament for the under 16s. Just running it right into the teeth of that defense.
On the hash, on the hash.
Drops back, throws it deep. Oh, you saw intended. Joshua, the law firm, Morris Evans, just drops the ball just after the Victorian coaches were imploring their players, don't let anybody get behind you. And that's exactly what the law firm does. And look at that, right into his breadbasket. That's, folks, that's why we catch it with the hands, not the body.
Big stop, Dave. Hold down. Big stop.
Oh, looks like we're going to have offsides. Could be a free play, and the quarterback decides to use his wheels and run the ball for a first down. Queensland, William Dublé. So glad Queensland called a timeout with 1:42 left. Up by 20. Like I said, stay tuned for this game 2 of the tournament coming up between New South Wales and Victoria. Two programs that arrived here with ambitions but the scoreboard hasn't quite reflected what they were hoping to achieve. So they've got one game left to try and do something about it. And we'll try and break that down a little bit more for you going forward. When this game ends, we'll take a short break and then be back. As we prepare for game 2 of the 3 games today. Queensland 34, Victoria 14. Queensland is showing no mercy, and they are trying to capitalize on every opportunity that they can get. But we've got a false start on the Queensland center, which pushes them back 5 yards. So we're looking at 3rd and 15. Excuse me, not third. 1st and 15. A little bit of confusion by the Victorian players as who they've got to cover in the secondary. But there's no confusion about who Queensland is going to. Eden the Wriggler Wrigley.
12, Bravo, 12, Bravo.
We love the fact that both these states are fielding the under-16 competitions. We hope to see more of the states as this sport grows, see more of the states featuring these young players, especially the under-16s. But we love to see just what we call the juniors program, the under-18s, just flourish in all the states. And we're looking at hopefully getting back here with more teams. Next year's tournament. All right, so number 22, Isaac Summerfield, was brought down a little bit awkwardly on that one, so we'll just make sure the coaches attend to him that he's okay. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back.
Yeah, I'm not planning. If it happens again, I'm planning not to do those trying to roll with it.
go. If you don't respond the first time I say, I'll start you on the ball. You keep an ear out for balls. Because you've got them, right? He's not singling you out. He's not singling you out. He gave me the same advice day one. One thing. You don't choose.
All right, folks. So we're going to just take a short break here while they attend to the injured player on the field. So we're going to go to just a holding screen. So you'll see us move away from the field. So the game is not over as of yet. We've had a minute 35 left in the fourth quarter. We'll be back as soon as the situation warrants it. Thank you.
Oh, he's getting up. Hey guys, he's getting up.
All right, folks. So we have had the injured player was able to get off the field on his own accord. We'll see how he is. We wish him the best recovery. Isaac Drexler Summerfield, congratulations. You have played a great tournament. We don't want you to suffer any injuries. We wish you nothing but the best. We're glad to see him walk off on his own accord. And Queensland is just going to take a knee and finish this game out. So we've got Victoria calls a timeout. Victoria calls a timeout. Wow. All right. Okay.
Offense, come on.
So that brings up fourth down. So Victoria may get the ball with a few seconds left. Okay. You, in one sense, you want, like we say, what's the goal here? We want the players to get meaningful snaps, reps, opportunities for different experiences. And Queensland, it looks like they're going to take their offense back out on the field, give them one more play, just because Queensland is going to go for on fourth down, turnover on downs, offense comes out onto the field. We've got 45 seconds left in the ball game. Victoria's got the ball at their own 42-yard line. Oh, that was a push. The quarterback didn't even get the grip on it there. Intended for number 42, Levi West. He didn't even, I don't even think, he didn't get any hands on his laces or anything. And when you don't have that at this ability, at this stage, it just ends up being a shot put in poor form. All right, again, he's throwing it. Intercepted by number 44 for Queensland. Turnover. 34 seconds left. Let's see if Queensland just kneels the ball down. We've got 34-14 Queensland, who are about to become undefeated for this tournament. Neither the under-16s or the under-18s have lost a match yet. Queensland was tested in game, and their under-18s were tested in game 1 against Victoria, where they didn't have to defend their lead in the last 8 minutes, crunch time. That's been about it, really. So congratulations to Queensland for just dominating this tournament. And that could be, now it looks like we're going to have a second down. Congratulations to both teams. Congratulations to the coaches. Football was the real winner today. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is your ball game. Congratulations, everybody. Queensland, you are the under-16 national champions.
Yeah, bro, he's too big. Oh, I'll see you then.
I don't think I can go back to the club. I love you guys too much.
That is bullshit.
Range is 2K26, baby.
Mike 13.
Range is 2K26.